him now at Eros implementing the very same philosophy, which is working wonders for him. And you can just see that maybe it's the players, they don't want to change. As I believe as a player, you just have to adapt to what the coach really wants. And I don't think Cardoso has a plan here.
Okay, I like what you're saying, but the case already, since RULANI, a Sundowns coach hasn't been given the chance to really mold the team. So I get the feeling from Cardoso that there's probably things he wants to do, but you still have a Tembazwane hanging on you. You still have Tebza hanging on you. You still have Grant hanging on you. You still have a bunch of players from the previous Sundowns. Do you think that if he was given a chance to just mold it the way he wanted to, that we'd see some of the stuff, or is he still battling that thing?
I think he's going to get there, and I really see from some of the changes that he is trying to implement as a coach. Of course, you cannot just come to a team and change the whole entire foundation that has been set. And some of these players that you have mentioned, the first team player or the senior players that have been in the team, they know the philosophy of the club, and they know how they have been playing. So you cannot just change everything completely. And I think now with some of the players that he has brought in, maybe that's what he's trying to do. Like you said, with maybe getting a whole new different midfield with some of the new two players that came in. Maybe when Tebza and Allende and your Zwane leave, that's when we could be able to see the type of football that he wants. Because like you were saying, with some of the senior players, talking about Aubrey Mudiba. Aubrey Mudiba, maybe I don't think he's a player who plays the football that Cardoso would like. So I think that's why maybe he prefers more of a Divine Lunga, which was a player that I suppose was brought in by Coach Mangoba, because that's the type of football they like to play. Direct football, but also withstanding that that defensive structure, because that's one thing I've seen from Cardoso. Very good coach. Let's not get that wrong. He likes having that strong defensive structure. And looking back at the Sundowns team before, they were good. Don't get me wrong, but they were not as strong defensively. And the thing that was highly maybe helping them was maybe because of the position. Because they say the best way to defend is to have possession of the ball, right? And most teams won't be able to get that ball. You hold possession of the ball, you dominate, you score more goals, and those goals that they concede, we don't see them as much. But yeah, I think that's those are my thoughts.
No, Zod, thank you so much for joining. Sundowns, I'm a ref or Rata Sundowns, guys. Hey, ref, we Rata Sundowns. There's so many cars that you come from here. But before I let Bongs come in, look, here's my thing. I think it's a pacing issue, especially with the players that you have on the pitch. Everybody's spoken about Shalulile. Obviously, there's a game you play with Shalulile on the pitch, but then also when you've got Reyners, there was a position there where the MC Alger lost the ball a little bit high. Instead of playing the ball through to Reyners, who was making a run on the right-hand side, they decided to cycle it to Lunga, who then, by the time he tries to play the ball, is too late, right? So I feel as though Sundowns is a team that is caught between wanting to play Chameleon Garulani and wanting to play the football that Mangoba was bringing in, and these things are not matching. On the players, again, I've often said, the one thing about a club's identity and how they play is very simple. Guys, RULANI was given 7 months where he was head coach of Sundowns before the Chameleon started. And when during that time, him and Mangoba, his time, he was allowed to move aside a lot of players that were seen to be important to Mamelodi Sundowns. Onyango was moved aside, Abo Hlompo moved aside, and those guys, in order for him to craft a team that was in his image, and played his football. Mangoba never really got the opportunity to do that. Neither has Cardoso. So is the question that, are you willing to give Cardoso all the resources to say, my guy, Obonu Tebza, important player, Mara, should he be able to be moved out? Should he be able to be moved on? Omudau, incredible player. Should you be able to move those guys on in order to build a team that you want to build? That is the question that I'm asking, because that is what RULANI was allowed to do in order for his vision to be seen fully. Like I'm asking about the midfield. Look at the midfield. I think if Caruso was able to play his guys, Abo Sales, Sales, Resinho, Santos, Allende, they probably do a little bit better, right? They probably do a little bit better. That's probably the football he wants. But then now you are forced to think about Abo Tembas, Abo Mkulise. You are forced to think about Abo Tebza and all of those guys. But anyway, let me ask Bongs. Bongs, 70 minutes in, what are you seeing?
Oti, ke rata emphasize hore none ha re di coach ha re na di license tsa ho coach. Re dula mona on your life every day re analyze football. But now I just want to ask, what does Miguel Cardoso see in Matthews which we as fans don't see? Because so far ha ke mone a offer anything in this game in terms of Sundowns trying to get a goal.
Yeah.
Yes, Oti.
No, maybe that's what that's why I think Mangoba knew how to use them. Bali too. Yeah. He knew how to use them, and last year with Ribeiro, you saw a little bit of that, fast countering. To carry counter, you playing the balls in behind defenses. That doesn't exist here, and I think again the only mix up between the two footballs. I think Sundowns doesn't know which side it wants to go to.
Fine. So style sa Michael Cardoso sonake in, since Sundowns are still stuck in the both style sa RULANI le style sa Mangoba.
I don't know.
To score how? Because only Matthews is not offering anything. Sometimes Obona Renasi has to go deep, get the ball and come and attack and try to score the goals.
Maybe Bashotaka Ribeiro.
Something is missing at Sundowns. Something is missing in that middle field. But now, question now. Do they have the person to replace Zwane, since Zwane and he's now getting old and getting these injuries? Do they have someone to replace him?
I don't know. Sales.
So what was Jordaan Adams signing for? Because now Jordaan Adams is not given a chance to show Riana Kayeta. Maybe he's the missing link to the puzzle in the middle field, because the middle field, there is something missing in that middle field. Something is missing in that middle field.
So then to be fair, it's still 0-0. Say Caruso finds a way to win this game. Do we still ask questions for a coach who finds ways to win games?
We still have to find the question, because sometimes a win means nothing if it's not convincing. Yes, Oti.
Okay. Bongs, let me bring in 73 minutes, guys. 73 minutes in, it is still 0-0. Let me go to Centavo. 73 minutes, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling the same. I déjà fatty. Oti, let me speak Sesotho hanyane. Mona re shebeletse dikoto tsa makgowa mona. I hear people claiming Cabo Sales. OT, 65 million is gone.
Yeah.
We still have not seen anything.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Ribeiro ki systemi ya Mangoba. Because remember what Mangoba was complaining about when he took over from RULANI was that the team takes too long to transition to the other team's box. So what he did with Ribeiro
was he made him half-half. He was not playing a complete 10. He was half 8, half 10. So that he can always catch teams in transition and then apply his skill so that opportunities can be there. If you remember, there was a game, Mangoba Island Ashapa Chiefs, I think, was it 4-2? Baba Pala FNB. Matthews and Ribeiro, they were playing similar roles, whereby they were half 8, half 10s, so that they catch Chiefs all the time, and they had Ublom and this other guy, Abapalan Tomo Chiefs, all the time on half spaces. So now, this guy, Cardoso, does not have a plan, number one. Number two, Cardoso despises South African football and South African players. And he's looking for the overseas players. Up until now, Sundowns supporters have to be honest. They are hoping, you know, OT, when you're looking at a girl and you're like, yes, this girl, I can make her a wife, but she's just beautiful and no brains. They are looking at Salas, hoping, it's a hope, hoping that Salas turns on the magic. Aye, Colento, there is nothing there. And secondly, whoever that guy is, brah, then number 10, Santos OT, Lilas game by Pala Lulu Popo. Santos was tired by 25th minute, and the guy forced him about 80 minutes. Santos under pressure, he loses the ball like nobody's business. His first touch is bad. The long passes are high. When he's pressed, they are bad. Like the guy is not there. Let this guy Atamaye, let Sundowns have a real coach, and Fleming Beke Atweleho, it's a money laundering at Jordaan Milford. The supporters, they have to be honest. Simple as that.
But Sentabo, if this game ends 0-0, Sundowns has 4 points. They got a point away in Africa. They got a point away from RULANI. They've got the 3 points from the first game. As much as Paris is pushing, they're top of the log that side. He still got a final that he got to last season. Is it that bad?
It's bad, OT. Let me say how bad it is. It's like G63 we Khanna at limbo. It can still go over. Okay, it's still better than in Uno, but it's at limbo. Sundowns on the league, it's a matter of routine. But now here in CAF, remember, they are still going to play Al Hilal. And everyone is expected to take points from Lupopo. So Sundowns right now, if they cannot conceal this draw, or they concede and they lose, it's already against them, because then it means they are going to be contesting, and of which I don't see Sundowns going too far, if ever they are going to be really contesting after this game. The way the coach is doing, it's bad.
Maragiri, you need to be top 2, and Sundowns has a win and a draw, no losses. MC Alger would have a loss and a draw. Al Hilal, maybe they win, they've got their 2 wins. They're still in a very good position, better than Alger and Lupopo.
Remember, OT, Al Hilal is used to play away games even at home, because they play in Monutral. MC Alger, I believe MC Alger is still going to try and get the results as time goes. My point is here, OT. Remember, Sundowns all the time, when you go to the quarters, they always try to dodge the group winners. That is how they always get to the semifinals. I love Sundowns, Mfetu. I have been following this team for a long time. And what I can tell you right now, this is the Sundowns. You remember the Sundowns, Yabo Benson Moshongo, when they first came in. The first time when Pitso came in after Supersport. This Sundowns is worse than that Sundowns. And that Sundowns, it was that Sundowns that could stitch 60 passes in between. So we just have to be honest. This is not the Sundowns that we know.
Okay. Let me go to Tyler. Tyler, 78 minutes in, it's 0-0. How do you feel?
Let me note this.
Why do you sound far away, Tyler?
One of the bad versions.
Why do you sound far away?
You hear me now, OT?
Hear
me?
You're muffled.
You hear me? You can't hear me.
You're muffled. It's like something is in the way of your mic.
Oh, no, I've got a small speaker here, OT.
There we go.
No, it's fine. OT, this is a bad ref I've ever. Alo lo ref ya beta, lo ref. Yo. Ya beta. You know, Oti, I'm glad, that Cardoso une season yakhe, a full season. A full season yakhe. Akuna no Cardoso, he came in the middle of the season. Hey. This is his season. Tactically, yeah. Shem. Ubetiwe. Udliwe. Akana plan. Now he wants guys to play a draw. You see how they play. They're playing. Check the number of back passes these guys have been passing in this game. They are averaging 1 goal against every game they've played. I think it's 1 or 2 games, but 98% of the time there's a goal. There's a goal that is scored against them. Now, what does that tell you when agent? He said he's the best coach at defense. Check his defense. He's good at defense. He's averaging 1 goal per game against him. Look at his tactics here. Yeah, it's a pity. These MCR guys, they are poor. I don't know what is RULANI coaching there. These guys are poor. It's like they don't know how to play football. They don't know tactics. They are really poor on the ball. It's 1 or 2, 3 players that can play. Reynas is out. He neutralized Ilendoka RULANI. He neutralized midfield. Make sure Guti Debza doesn't play. Not too much on the ball. Allende not too much on the ball. And then you force them to play sideways. One side is not balanced. Guys, they can't even go and shoot a target on goal. RULANI tactics worked against them. Shem, he's beaten 10-0 in this game. Now they are passing back passes. They are sideways, not effective going forward. The introduction of, I like what you said, number 7 and number 10. It's the same thing, Baba. Same player. You've got the same player that are playing in different positions and they're playing next to one another. They're not giving you anything. And you look at the time now. You haven't introduced Susales. You see there's a problem there going forward. What do you have at your arsenal that you can introduce to assist you going forward? Take out Matthews. Take out Reynas. You don't have to play with the striker. Take out this Rezinho. Put in Tembazwane. Put in Ulendoga, the young boy. Baringmang is not young anymore. You need players now that can run Mkhulise to keep the ball and play in spaces. Come on, guys. Coaching is very easy. You are there physically.
Can I ask, do you need to win this game? Do you need to win this game? No, do you need to win this game?
Yeah, to be dominant, Naoti, in your table. At least if you win this game, you're 3 point clear. Against Al Hilal.
But guys,
you're playing a draw.
Al Ahly at the top of their powers go away and they go for the draw and they go home, and we praise them later because they've won 15 Champions Leagues. Isn't this a show of maturity for someone to say, yeah?
My worry is how they play, OT. The tactics in the game. How they so predictable. They're so predictable. And it makes you question, will these guys take this thing? Will they even go to the semi-final of this thing? It's bad how they play, man. Really, really bad. Abo Grant are not good today. Abo Mudal.
No, but Tala, I hear you, Mara. You've gone to
I don't know what they're playing, okay? You see, at the 80th minute.
Yeah? I think there's a delay.
This is what he needs. He needs a silence. You see, it's only now he started to recognize that he needs the firepower up front. On the 75 minutes, you had the ball playing. You had your team playing a ball. You had confidence. You were supposed to introduce Sales and Modiba. Right? Now these guys they're realizing good to know the game is about to end. Let's push. They can lose this thing. Yabona manje kungena uModiba la, ball can be dipped and then they score.
Okay,
Yeah, thanks,
time,
OT.
for
Hey,
time.
Sundowns. Oh, this coach is bad. With coaching, he's bad coaching.
This is my thing, guys. Like, I hear everything that's been said, but before this game, everybody had said that Caruso was gonna lose this thing 5-0. RULANI is unbeaten in Algeria. That team has not done what. He just lost to Al Hilal. What. This is a Sundowns that now in 2 games is going to have 4 points. They're still going to go play Al Hilal. They haven't played them. Al Hilal, if they beat Lupopo's got the 2 losses. RULANI's already got a loss and a draw in this one. The guy that we're praising right now. Caruso would have 4 points from right now and 1 game being away. You still have to come to Loftus and do all of those things. I wonder, that's why I'm asking that, is this not what Sundowns had been asking for a very long time? Like the maturity of sometimes putting aside your ego and saying, we'll play an ugly game as long as we're getting a point. Because when things got hot for RULANI, when he was sitting here, he couldn't do this, right? Like, that's why I'm asking you guys and I'm talking to you guys and I'm saying that if they get a draw here, is it that bad? You know, last 4 minutes. Guys, go to commenting. Now but you guys understand what I'm saying? That like, isn't this what the maturity that people look for from RULANI himself? When people were saying that our RULANI nae sometimes was defender, gube gubi, ahambe a point, or gube gubi, then he gets the 1-0 or whatever. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Caruso is playing the best football or anything like that. I'm just saying that, is it really that bad as we're making it out to be with Sundowns right now? Anyway, Gustavo?
Hey, umshishi bazohaka uRulani after game, man. Space la. Oh. But no, this is it goes back to the R rate to say as people and we don't realize this. When Cardoso does this very exact same thing against the RULANI, Cardoso is not a good coach. He beats RULANI home and away, doing exactly this. Right?
Yeah.
Clogging the midfield, making sure they play sideway passes.
There's the goal. Offside. Yeah.
Right? When a Cardoso does this home and away and he beats RULANI 1-0, doing exactly this, he's a bad coach. Not tactically aware, right? But this is a reflection of the Esperance game and the Mamelodi Sundowns game, if you look at it. Sideways passes, back passes, difficult to penetrate. The other team will play on the break and will eventually get the opportunities. Exactly the same thing. No difference. You know, but I commend Coach RULANI, and I did say to avoid that the only way a Coach RULANI gets anything out of this game is not playing football. Sit back, go on a counter. That's the only way. That's the only way to play against the Mamelodi Sundowns, to catch them on their break, basically. Play a low block, clog the midfield. This is what you need from a coach RULANI, like you are saying. You need the coach to grow out of his tactics for the benefit of getting the results in certain games. But if you won't do that, then it becomes a problem. And credit for him for doing that exactly. Just park the pass. Work according to your strengths, especially if you're playing an opposition that you know they will outplay you in terms of playing the ball. They are better than you on the ball. But yeah, as fans, we tend to be racist, you know, towards certain individuals. You praise others for doing something. When yours do it, you complain.
Do you think, Gustavo, is Sundowns ready to fully commit to a change? Number one, can they change fully? Or should Sundowns just say, "Aye guys, sibuyela kule nto siyazi"? Because it feels
No,
like
it should be a
they're
hybrid
halfway,
team.
but half and half, man.
You need to find good balance. If you want to be a hybrid team, you need to find good balance and understand and play in moments to say, at this point we're gonna play on the break. Basically, at this point we're gonna want to control the game, control the ball. Basically, you know. And you've been hearing about number 7 and number 10. Did you hear anything about Utebzla? He lost like 3 balls that led to 10 overs, and they could have capitalized. You never hear such things. You know, you'll never hear such things. No, you'll never hear such things. But because it's number 7, number 10, no sales, man. We are used to these things, man. When it comes to race, as South Africans, we're not better than the other ones, you know. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
Good results.
Let me go to Adagula. Adagula, welcome. How are you? Adagula. Okay, let's go. Oh, there? Are we in? Okay, let me go to Bongs. Bongs,
OT.
5
Mare,
minutes.
as you said, MC Alger is a poor team. Can't we just give RULANI his flowers for coaching such a poor team, ne, and putting it number 1 in the Algerian league and still trying to fight Team Motaung Sundowns? It's if quality. Can't we just say RULANI get star? Because this team, I don't know how many chances it got or bas score.
Yeah.
They even scored an offside. And
Yeah.
gore team ebodile. Nothing is going on up front for this. Gore, this team can't even score just 1 goal.
Yeah.
Gore,
Yeah.
now carry on.
No, I wanted to ask you. I know you
Carry
want
on.
to give RULANI credit. Only Ramovic went that side with CRP and he did wonders apparently, Liana. Could we say that the Algerian league is just poor?
Yeah, I would say it's just poor because last season. But Sheba, Pirates went and played against MC Alger last season. Last season in the Champions League, and they got a 1-0 win. A 1-0 win against this team, the very same MC Alger. A coach won today, RULANI. RULANI has games in hand, go leaking, and he's still number 1. Yeah, and this team right now, why you put like a you're watching the game. It's poor. I no up front. It's poor. I don't know how many chances it missed or but winning this game. So I'd say RULANI is doing something different, Katimina. And number 2, I would surely say this league, the real Farmers League of Africa.
Okay. Guys, just for clarity, it's very interesting because as Bong says, Pirates played MC Alger last year. They had a 0-0 in their first result and they won it 1-0 in the second leg. If this ends 0-0, it's pretty much. Anyway, let me go to Litabo. Litabo, welcome. How are you?
Thanks, OT. Champions of South Africa, finalist in the CAF Champions League.
Yeah.
What a masterclass we're watching. Yeah. Best tactical game I've seen from Cardoso in a while. Yeah. 60 minutes of excellence. 60 minutes of excellence. OT. Using the team strength. I see what I'm seeing, OT. Yeah. We watched the game for 30 minutes. Football was played for only 30 minutes today. The first 30 minutes we watched a competition, and then Sundowns was like, all right, you've had your chance, you've missed the chances. We'll knock it around for 60 minutes and we'll take our point and go back home.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You can't ask for anything better. But you can also understand why Sundowns supporters are frustrated. It's difficult to accept the system. It's difficult to watch the team not play through it, but try and play over it with long balls over the the defense. You know, those things are difficult to accept. But we've been asking for this maturity.
Okay.
We've been asking for this maturity. Yeah, we've been asking for this maturity from the team. And I think we questioned it last season, towards the end there. We really questioned it because we conceded a last-minute goal against Pyramids in the final and all of that. But this team right here looks like a team that understands what is sitting on the ball in the 35. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying Ronald Williams, you know, stepping on the ball in the 35th minute, telling the team to relax. There's no need. It's excellent. And it's not MCLG being excellent. It's them being made to look average.
Okay.
Extremely average. You know, you're being made to sweat. If you've played football at any level, you know, chasing the ball is not easy.
Yeah.
Chasing the ball is not easy. And the Champions League is about chances. The Champions League is about chances. They didn't take their chances. They couldn't put pressure on Sundowns. And then they just dictated. We showed them today that who are the big boys in this Champions League. And anyway, I don't think Sundowns has lost to and I did that away. They had a masterclass. I can remember Sibumbuli having a masterclass away.
Okay.
You know? But excellent. Top from Cardoso.
Can I just on that point, guys? I love references. I love references. I'm looking at the stats from the game that Pirates played versus MC Alger. Ne? So, the first game that Pirates played, 0-0. Ne? Was it the second game? Wait, let me see. Oh, second game. Okay, yes, let me see. Okay. First game Pirates played versus MC Alger where they beat them 1-0. These are the statistics. The statistics say Pirates had 4 shots, 1 on target, right? MC Alger had 22 shots with 5 on target for the Pirates win, the 1-0 win. Ne? They came back to play Pirates home. In that game, Pirates had 9 shots, 2 on target, and MC Alger had 9 shots, 1 on target. But anyway, it's tool. Because it was the game that was played by them. It's tool. No, I'm not saying they're not dominant or anything. What I'm saying is, guys, this is Africa. A point away is incredible. We've had bigger teams, better teams, more teams that are more whatever. Sundowns number 1. More what teams come to South Africa and say, guys, we're not playing today. We're not playing. Al Ahly came to play Pirates and they said, guys, we don't even care about getting a shot on target. Every time you go away, the most important thing is the point away, right? I was just asking that isn't this CAF Champions League football? But anyway, let me go to Agent.
Hey, akarusa ka batho Cardoso mbawe. Hey, yo. Hey. Rulisise ka batho Cardoso man. Dokulade branch. Hey. No, but did he win? Nah, you know, at the end of the day, we drew. We have 4 points, that 1 point. If I can recall well, I don't know which fans were shouting at the players at the end of the game. It's a good point. It's a good point. We take it. We move forward. Yeah, we have 4 points. We have 4 points. Interesting, because I think we came here for a draw. We didn't come here for a win. Because we know, Oti, even if you're sleeping, if I say to you, make a substitution at halftime, who are you bringing in? At 12 o'clock, if I wake you up, I say half time, make a substitution. And even every day, man. And the moment, and even if when he's introducing the players, you can see he's trying to cut down the momentum of the players. All the substitutions, so just to cut the momentum of MCLJ, you know. So as I believe we came here for a point, we got the point, we rode our luck. Hey, teams have been riding their luck in CAF. And I think there's a conversation is always had that CAF, is it about being pretty or riding your own luck? And teams that ride their own luck are the ones that make it far, you know. What can we say? It's going to be a difficult week for us or some of us. But we'll take the point, Mr. Oti. We'll take the point.
Now I told people, I've been telling people all week long, this is going to be the most boring nil-nil draw you'll ever see in your life. Because at some point, you make a business decision. This is what I said the whole week. People are like, no, it's going to be 4-4, 5-5, it's going to be 5, it's going to be a humping. Not Kev.
I think
Kev.
I think another thing that's interesting, Mr. Otis. I think he wanted Ulani to make his first move first. Then he responds.
Yeah.
But Ulani also was waiting for him also to respond. So he delayed his substitutions also. So it ends up becoming a chess game where Ulani ends up saying, you know what, let me go for it. Let me remove a defensive midfielder, put in a midfielder. And then he's like, okay, fine, I'm going to put Maseko in for the pace. So it was all about the waiting game. But we'll take the point, Mr. Oti. It's CAF.
Okay. Vuyo, welcome to the show. Uti,
Good evening, Oti. Thank you for the opportunity, my brother. Well, it was a tough game, both sides, but I'm happy to see Coach RULANI to swallow his pride. He failed at Sundowns because he didn't want to swallow his pride at some point. In football, the best coaches in the world, they will swallow his pride if it's true. You don't need to be big to go toe to toe and play pity football when you are not in that good condition to do so. So play with your strength, play with whatever that you have, and make sure that you get mature, you defend very, very well, you shape your team. You don't press, you don't open up the game when it's not, there is no need because of if you can open the game, go toe to toe with Sundowns, it's a big problem. It's gonna be a mess. So the best way is to pack the bus. So there's nothing else that you can do when you play with a caliber team like Sundowns. Even if they can play away with your beautiful fan and everything, Oti, you're gonna watch football. You see second half, the class start. Where they will go for 5 minutes without you touching the ball, passing around. But yes, in their own half, because of you doing the low block. So you stay in because you can't see the team of RULANI going all out. I didn't see the team that I saw last week, whereby they can go all out and play and being open. No, they didn't do Lento Bebayenza last week. They approached
last week.
Yeah, bashayiwe
That's
but
why.
bashayiwe Oti. Bashayiwe but bebavulile iground badlala to show ukuthi we want to play, you see. But this week abazange bayenza lento leyo, but bebasekhaya. I expect bona ukuthi bazoba open because you playing at home, you got nothing to lose, you need to win at home. As a good CAF, you need to win at home no matter what. Unless if it's hard, you can take that 1 point. But at home, it's 100% record is to win in whatever situation. So, but I'm thankful for the game. It was a beautiful game to watch, even though it was more boring because of the shot on target. It was like a last year game where we play. Cardoso was still the coach of the faction. RULANI was still the coach of Sundowns. The other one was more defensive, understanding that I can't match this guy with the toe to toe. I need to defend and stay at the back because the way they analyzed the game, it was 100% correct. And RULANI, he knows very well Sundowns. There is nothing that he doesn't know about Sundowns. They know
what they are training out, and they try to protect everything that they have. But we are grateful to watch such games because of we are learning. Sometimes I hear some of the people with experience, ex-football players, OT. Ngiyazibuza ukuthi bahlala kuphi umhlaba. You can't in the next 5 years playing the same way. You need to improve in a certain point. You need to change a little bit of style of playing because of all the teams in the world. They are sitting down with football, analyzing your team, your weak point, your strong point. So with this passing ball, playing around, many of the team in the world, they know that Pep Guardiola is playing like this. That's why you'll see in a long time OT, you'll see ngazuthi coach yaphelelwa. Ayiphelelwa. The planning of the other teams is better because of you playing the same way. You don't add anything that is going to change. Because in football, you good as your last game, but you have a room to improve each and every game. You need to practice a certain style. Even though in the PSL that I'm watching and all around in South African football, I fail to understand certain coaches with which kind of football that they are playing, because we see some of the teams in the world that they are adding wingers, adding maybe if they bafuna ukungena ngale ku right winger, they will add to expose lelo side lelo kuthi libe weak. Sometimes you will see a left winger omnandi okhatha in. We saw a lot of players abakhatha in, abadlali ngama crosses, they cut in, they give you a threat, bakhatha in, balipasa, bayascore. But la ku PSL yethu angiboni OT ukuthi yiphi people lesifuna ukuyidlala, angi-understand at all. Because all the teams, sometimes I don't get the point. Ngiyabonga Bhuti.
For time, I'm gonna jump in, guys. I'm gonna leave now. If you want my thoughts, my full thoughts, I'm gonna have them up in an hour's time on my YouTube channel. Apologies to those on YouTube. We just had a bit of a problem. That's why the lives were cut in between. Do you know what it is, man? I think sometimes, you know, when we look at the African game, sometimes the reason why we don't do well when we look at Africa is that our well is based on what we saw in the game and how good the other team tried to do this and tried to do that. When sometimes in Africa, most of the time, it's all about, guys, you put away your ego, you defend like a dog in the first game, or you ride your luck, and then you deal at home with the things that you need to deal with. Right? Like Lupopo in the DRC is going to be a tough game. You have to make sure that when Al Hilal comes to Loftus, it's a tough game. And if you can get your points away, you win, you go through. And maybe the big thing was that's why Caruso was brought in, I think, to bring that pragmatism. And unfortunately, pragmatism doesn't look good. But the point is in the bag. You went to Algeria versus a team that has only lost once in the last however many games. They're number one in Algeria. They're doing all that. They lost last week, so they needed to come in and push. They needed to do all those things. There's a point you came home with the worst Sundowns that you guys have been saying is the worst Sundowns ever, all of that stuff. There's a point that you came back with Algeria, from Algeria. There's some teams that are not even playing CAF Champions League this time, right now, because they went over and they decided that we're going to play an attacking football. We're going to fight, Tina. We're going to go there and shabantu. When maybe if we were 0 was allowed shabantu, you'd be playing Champions League right now. This is African football. Unfortunately, this is African football. This is what happens in these games. This is what happens in these games. Remember, guys, and I want us to go through some of the games. Remember how bad Al Ahly looked versus Pirates last year. Remember how bad they looked. No, it was Sundowns versus Sundowns. Remember how bad they looked here versus Sundowns. Batatu 0-0. Banbukela nlokunshama shayizandla for uThemba Zwane. Basbukela slogu slali pola senzana, basbukela the most exciting, and they went there, guys, we're going back. We'll see. Sometimes that's just how you have to play, guys. That's just how you have to play. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything more. Now, Pirates versus MC Alger last year, there was a 0-0 where MC Alger had 22 shots. 5 on target versus a 1 from Pirates. I read the stats now. that ended 1-0 to Pirates, and then Pirates said 0-0 here. 9 shots each, 1 shot on target Pirates, 2 shots on target MC Alga. That's all you need to do. Don't lose. Don't lose. And it's going to be ugly, guys. It's the same reason why most of the people here, you fight Hugo Bruce. Because Hugo Bruce's football at the time doesn't look like this, doesn't look like that. You're crying. You're crying. But anyway, guys, my thoughts are going to be out in the next hour. Again, I'm not saying that Sundowns played a good game. I'm not saying that Sundowns look good. I'm just saying that a lot of the time in CAF football, you don't need to look good to win. And I think Sundowns is a team that knows very well that looking good hasn't done that much for you up to this point. Let's be honest. All the domination in the group stages, all the 6-0s and the 5-2s and all of that stuff. Kwafika lo muntu wanisa ku final last year. Lo muntu ngamfuna unisa ku final. Now I really genuinely do feel as though this Sundowns team needs to, if you're going to go in a different direction, you have to go all the way in the direction. And that means, unfortunately, Cardoso, you're going to have balls enough to say, guys, there's a football I want to play and I want to put my guys in. I'm tired of trying to balance with you guys and balance with what Sundowns likes and balance with Mshishi on my neck and balance with that one and Mkulisa you keep talking about and Obas. At some point you're going to have to say, guys, my ideal midfield has Recinho with Santos, with Sales, with maybe Tebs on the base. Or maybe it's all foreign. But you're going to have balls, or else you're going to find yourself in a situation that Coach Mangoba found himself in, where he was trying to half and half, and he wasn't allowed to change all of the stuff that he needed to change, and he was gone. Ribeiro was a big plug in that Sundowns team, if we're being honest. He was a very big plug who was carrying a lot for Sundowns, who actually made the team tick. But if you're going to sell out, you have to sell out all the way. You can't be doing half measures. And I feel like Cardoso, unfortunately, he's coming in at a time where he's not allowed to make the big decisions, the decisions that are unpopular. Like when RULANI moved Onyango, when RULANI moved Thompo, when RULANI got rid of Jali. Big decisions that RULANI was allowed to make in order to play his football. I don't know if Cardoso is going to be able to play his football, and I've said this before. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be watching the Chiefs game. If you're new here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. is the normal show, unless Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, BAFANA, or Banyana Banyana are playing. I know the reason why the substitutions were made late. It was even a mistake from Cardoso. He could have lost that game because of those subs, but I'll speak about it in my review. Bye, everyone. Before I go.
Cardoso, he must leave us in peace, not in pieces. Cardoso, leave us in peace, not in pieces.
Parisute, sute ratamaya, sute ratamaya, sute ratamaya, sute ratamaya, arwina liki barsupa kamenwana. Yeah! Arwina kefe, barwine kabututi. Arwina barsupa kamenwana. Arwina.
Kamen sa basa motsa tao.
Ergo but. Flamin bego ya tronko.
Yeah.
Godon su ya tronko.
Yeah.
Godon su kileka mission wa ma Arab ho South Africa.
Who destroy Sundowns?
Yeah. O lebele Sundowns ka di coachar. Hentere dismantle ma North Africa ba zairang ba ho coachare one. Herba dismantle la bar MOKWENA itlang. Bar Pitso itlang. Bonsoir.
Bye, everyone. Today.